All right, so I wanted to make a video about the creators, the partners, the other manufacturers that are making lists for OPR. One of the things I really love about OPR is that they're basically open source. They welcome other manufacturers to make lists for minis that they're making. And after about a year, I'd say, almost a year, of them really bringing in a bunch of other manufacturers, other creators, we're starting to see a trend here on how things are going. So, for instance, right now I'm looking at Grimdark Future. The official partners like Archvillain and Titanforge, they have not made any new lists for a while. Archvillain here, this is the same as it was when I last looked at it, or when I bought stuff from them, I think last April. And Titanforge, really the same. They have not added, from what I can tell, since for a very long time. Now they've got these updates here, but they're just not complete armies, and I don't understand because they put out a lot of models that are compatible with OPR. Now maybe they're in the community books, I don't know, but they really should be here so that people like myself can find them and really get into their models more. Um, Dragon Trappers and Mammoth, these are star creators. They don't have a lot on here for Grimdark Future. However, they don't make a lot of models for Grimdark Future. I know Archvillain and Titanforge specifically make sci-fi models every single month, and yet I don't see the lists here. The people that I do see making lists are people like Daka Daka. Daka Daka is staying on top, even though they have left my Skillia not balanced. I don't know what happened there. I wish somebody would fix that. But they are keeping up with their their armies. So good for them, Daka Daka, and also Gamic. Gamic's doing a really good job on keeping up with their list. They are adding constantly to their lists. Iron Core, I don't know why that they put invalid. I'm guessing they put a custom spell in there that it doesn't like. But they do a pretty good job of making sure that their lists are up to date whenever they come out with new models. In a reasonable, timely manner, they are updating, so that's good. Now, Blue Wyvern, I haven't paid too much attention. It looks like they are adding, not as much as Daka Daka or Gamic. It's nice to see Mini Wargaming. I've been a huge fan of theirs for a while, but the Steel Spectres is just demo games. Uh, I think Steel Spectres. I don't know. I'm guessing it's the same army here, and these guys have been here for a while, and they have not added any more of their armies. I don't know what they're doing. I haven't kept up with them because I don't see anything on their lists. The other manufacturers, they put on a couple of things, but they're not really keeping up or adding to it. So Gamic and Daka Daka are the only ones that I see that are, and it's amazing because they're in the lower tier here, the compatible creators, and they're doing the best job. Now I understand, as you'll see with the Age of Fantasy, especially with Dragon Trappers Lodge and Mammoth Factory, there's going to be a huge flip once we get over there. So let's do that right now. We'll go over now regiments. They don't. Not everybody keeps up with regiments, but we'll go to Age of Fantasy, and you'll see here that Archvillain, again, this is what I saw over half a year ago. Titan Forge, pretty much the same. They might have added one in that over half a year. But if you look at Dragon Trappers Lodge, they are doing an amazing job keeping up with all their models. They are constantly adding. I believe every 3 months they complete an army, 2 to 3 months. So they are doing a really, really good job of making sure. And for those of you that champions of Crit Folk, this is, I don't have them, but they really cute army. Um, Thinking about it, a friend of mine got it, but yeah, that's a really good army. They did a great job on that one. I mean, they do a great job on all of them. And Mammoth Factory, as you can see, same deal. They mirror Dragon Trapper's Lodge. They are all about the fantasy, and they just have so many armies. And what I like about these two guys right here is that they don't make the traditional elves, dwarves, humans type of armies. They are very unique armies. Even I think dragon trappers are going to make food, like cakes or cupcakes or something. It's just really off the wall stuff sometimes, but you're going to get very original armies. You want to get an army on the board that no one else is going to have, then you go with these two guys right here. Blue Wyvern, I think they are also into the fantasy. They're doing a really good job of keeping up. Fleshcraft, where are you? Here we go. Fleshcraft is also doing a pretty decent job of keeping up. They added a couple since I looked at them a few months ago. Daka Daka, they're into the sci-fi, so we'll give them a pass on here. They come out with a couple of stuff every now and then. This one I don't know too much about. They're new. Gamic, they did a great job. See, they keep up too. Gamic does a very good job. Um, what did I write here? They have not. Anyway, I tried to write down a note here about them, and I can't. The pen didn't write out, and I didn't check it. So they have some armies here that have to be checked on. I'm guessing they just have custom spells here. Not a big deal. But yeah, Gamic does a great job. They're a really good company for OPR. Um, and then we've got. I've been looking at White Angel. If they remind me of another Mountain Miniatures, or I can't remember which one. Very, very much in the vein of the traditional Warhammer fantasy type armies. They've got the high elves here, wood elves, dark elves, dwarves. I think they're starting goblins and orcs. So they are more of the traditional. Looks like they just got started, but they're doing a really good job. I was taking a look at the high elves, the heirs of the sun here, and they have made very good lists. I definitely approve that they make a lot more sense um, than the list that I see on the official books for OPR. So I like I like the White Angels. I'm thinking about getting their Dark Elves. I have to see, but that's a good company. If you are not a big fan of OPR's style, or they're not moving fast enough on Dark Elves or High Elves or anything like that, White Angel is a really good choice. We got Sin over here. Let's see. Oh yeah, that they did that one army, Signum Games. Um, I don't know. I think they're new, and I thought I saw Impedition, whatever it is. They've got a few armies up here, so they're doing well. Again, they're kind of a little off traditional. They're semi-traditional, where they have their own take on normal factions. Warp, I don't remember Warp last time, but they've got a couple armies in here. So it's just interesting to see that fantasy is getting a lot of love here with the other creators. And I highly recommend that people check them out if they're looking to add to it. Of course, I think OPR is the gold standard. I have a subscription, always going to stay with them. But there are some other companies out there that could speed up the process or enhance the process of OPR. Having the dragon trappers and mammoth with all these very unique armies is very exciting, very cool. I, I'd like to see more people see some, see put some of these on the table. Gamic is very much into the Space Marine, Battle Brother type of chaos. The what is it? The Havoc Brothers. So the Battle Brothers, Havoc Brothers. I don't know. I'm getting the vibe that OPR is not going. They're not in a rush to do the Battle Brothers or Havoc Brothers. I really understand that because there are so many companies that do a great job. Gamic is one of them. And so why should they reinvent the wheel? I think they should partner up with some of these guys like Gamic, people that are not on this list that drive me crazy. The Puppets War. I wish they would come on board and make their armies and get a little bit of exposure there. But they're just straight Battle Brothers, orcs. I haven't seen, or they got some alien hives. So they, yeah. So they're doing things that OPR is not. Pretty much the popular stuff. OPR is doing its own version of the traditional armies that are not the most popular, like Battle Brothers, Havoc Brothers, High Elves. They're doing it their way, and they're making. They got some unique armies like the Vinci army, but yeah, there's a lot of companies here that can really speed up the process. White Angel's one of them to help get out all these armies and then enhance with these guys. I wish Archvillain and Titanforge, whoever's in these companies that got this started, you are official partners. Keep making your lists. It's I don't know about anybody else, but for me, I shy away from getting their subscription because they have some cool armies. They had like a clown army or something, and look like Norsican army for Titan Forge. I was thinking about it, but I don't have the rules, and I just don't know what I would put on them. It's nice to have an official army on there that I mean, yes, you can make your own army, but if you're playing with people, they'll be like, "Wow, you just made a OP army. They're awesome," and yes, they're within the rules and the balance rules, but they're still +1 basically on playing the game, and it's nice to have an official people come in there. And that way OPR can go in and check them and say, okay, well, let's modify it a little bit so that it's a legit army that everybody's going to enjoy. So, yeah, I wish these two would get more. Archvillain, they have some amazing models, and they're in the vein of these guys down here where they make their own unique armies. I wish they would make some rules to just enhance the OPR experience. So that's all I wanted to talk about today. I thought that should be mentioned that there are other companies out there that if you're thinking that OPR is not doing the armies that you want, that maybe they're going too slow on an army, or they don't seem to be they don't seem to be getting to the army that you want to play for a while. Some of these guys will have something that you will enjoy. So I would highly recommend checking them out and seeing if there's something there that you would like in addition to what you're doing on OPR. All right, that's all I got. Thanks for watching. See you next time.